Raif Badawi is a man who to this day is being flogged 50 times a week until he has been given 1,000 lashes. Badawi is a victim of the Saudi Arabia's twisted ways. He is being punished for insulting Islam. Saudi Arabia has a very large history of torture, and it has not gotten any better since the colonization of Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabian government continues to practice inhumane methods of torture to keep fear in people's eyes, which lets their government maintain their absolute power. Using fear to empower themselves leaves a trail of dead and maimed people behind them. Due to the lack of coverage on torture in Saudi Arabia, the U.S. people are under the impression that their government is trying to cover up any Saudi Arabian news that is leaked into the general public due to the fact that they are allies with Saudi Arabia. Terrorism is defined as the use of violence and threats to intimidate or coerce, especially for political purposes. And by this definition, the Saudi Arabian government is a group of terrorists inflicting fear and grief on their own people. Even though Saudi Arabia was only created in 1932, the idea behind the government has been around for a long time. According to the Center of Democracy and Human Rights in Saudi Arabia, it was a movement called the Wahhabi movement and is based on their interpretations of Islam, which means that anyone who does not follow what they decide is correct Islam is a deviant, consequently a legitimate target of cleansing by force. When they say cleansing by force, that means torture or some other way to scare or physically hurt someone until they agree with what they want them to agree with. This in itself is a violation of human rights. The Wahhabi movement was contrived in 1744. Which shows that horrible ways of the Saudi Arabian government were around long before Saudi Arabia was even a country. The Wahhabi movement mirrors the Saudi Arabian legal system's mindset in that they believe punishment is the way to turn people over to a different belief. If the Saudi Arabian government made some sort of strict penal code, then the death rate caused by the government would go down severely. Doing this would lower the rate because the judges would not be able to try someone for something they did not commit purely because they did not like that individual. They need to lose the mindset that fear is the way to change people's minds. Instead, if they really do need to change people's minds about various things, then they should do it in a productive and non-degrading way, like education. By educating people and allowing various points of view that perhaps are outside of the strict Islamic fundamentalist attitudes without punishment, and also instilling a penal code based on fair punishment versus maiming. Saudi Arabia will see more peaceful and fair-minded society that does not torture its citizens.